What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyd, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is Kimo. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Odin yet again. He knows no other god but Odin. His name's Rapl. We do see the Rhino being found here nice and early in the game. Are we going to see a great hunt here? We do see a great hunt here. This gives him an extra 500 food in the home base, basically, but also nets himself an extra, essentially 300, 600 food in herdables later in the game. So it can be very, very big to do this. The other option is to great hunt outside of your base, but a lot of the time against Zeus, you're simply just going to get pushed off it. So more important is to get those extra herdables. And we do see some more herdables getting picked up here. Let's check the map out for Rapl. First thing we're going to notice, back gold mine. Living the dream against Zeus. I'm not going to have to worry too much about the Athena rush. Having this gold mine here, he can wall this off. He's got a sentry tower here. He's got a sentry tower here. He should not lose to an Athena rush in his base. Should be fine. Now, next thing to note, a huge amount of giraffe on the map here for both players. And what this means is that the food gathering is going to be in one location. So it's going to be really easy for Kimo to defend his hunt. And it's going to be a lot of food here. So what Kimo can try here, he's got a couple of options. Option number one is a Minotaur strategy, Minotaur base strategy. With this much hunt, you can definitely execute a Minotaur strategy against the Odin player. So you go either Minotaur Hoplite Toxotes, like a lot of them with Bull Minotaur, or you go Minotaur Toxote, which is really, really difficult to defend on the second gold mine of the Norse player. So you're aiming to hit that second gold mine, and you're kind of aiming for a heroic age-esque gold staff, and you have to kind of play around the frost. You utilize restoration to kind of mitigate the damage of the frost, and then you win that fight. That's the general idea there. That's one option. Second option is definitely go for an Athena rush, but a Athena rush. So this isn't something that I've seen very often, but what you do is you bait out the defense of your opponent. Instead of going up to 115 supply, you go up to about, 80, 85 supply, and then you go Mythic Age. With this much hunt, you can simply just defend this with a wall. Toxotes behind it, Hoplites there with about 85 pop. If your opponent goes up to full population rating cavalry, throw an axeman, you're going to be fine. You just pull back into your base, but you're going to have eaten most of that hunt anyways. You'll definitely be in the Heroic Age. You will get to the Mythic Age, and then a Lightning Storm will completely decimate your opponent. That's option number two. Option number three is this map is very, very open, and you can definitely utilize a Centaur-based strategy with a semi-fast mythic behind it. So Centaur raids into Hera can be incredibly potent against the Odin as well. Those are the three options I would recommend, or probably say it might be a go here. Let's check out Kimo's scouting though. He has spotted 2 giraffes, but he does not know that this is a mass giraffe map here because he's only seen 2. He hasn't seen the giraffe of Rapl either here. So he's got no idea about what he really should be doing here. He sees the back gold mine, so he might think maybe not Athena here. He might try something else. We will see. But basically right now, because Kimo has not spotted his food and he's actually on chicken right now, he's in a bit of a predicament here. So we will see how it all goes. Rapl, on the other hand, he has to play reactionary here. He can't know what to do just because he knows he's against Zeus. First thing he has to react to is Athena, Hermes. Second thing he has to react to is it Minotaur? Is it not Minotaur? And then third thing is if it's the Athena rush, a variant, he has to judge, is my opponent actually going full hop tox, or is he semi-fast mythicking? Something that hasn't been seen very much, but is still very, very good. And you have to know how to react to all of those things and be in a good position here. Now, Rapl, now pushing forward, he does know this food is here. He's going to have his Herser, his Ulfsark, another Herser popping out. But generally speaking here, Kimo just turns around and fights this with his villagers, and he's completely fine. And Rapl is simply just causing a little bit of idle time here. And now he retreats when the units pop up. Freya comes through. That's going to be a Valkyrie, which is very tough to defend against. The Ravens flying overhead, and we see what looks to be a Centaur strat here for Kimo. I forgot about the other strat that's possible here for Kimo. Centaur Hoplite. Centaur Hoplite is beautiful here with these with this hunt here. But we'll see what's going to happen. Essentially, we are going to be seeing Centaur, but if it's not Centaur Hoplite, it can be Centaur semi-fast heroic. There's a forest fire. There's a 50 wood forest fire. As the villagers move over here, they are very weak though. It's going to be an interesting one, and we are going to be seeing, I like this from Kimo, we're going to be seeing Kimo dropping these villagers over onto his food so that he doesn't lose them. And this is very, very smart here because the Valkyrie would come in, snipe those low HP villagers, and Kimo is just playing around that beautifully here. So we see the Valkyrie pushing the Kataskopos away, and Rapl getting himself started here, making some raiding cavalry, throwing up a third longhouse over onto this location. What you should be doing, basically what you should be doing here is, if you see Hermes, you see the villagers on favor, you know that Centaur are coming, wall this, wall this, wall this, wall this, and you are basically completely safe. You can get all these walls up very, very quickly, and that's exactly what Rappl's doing. We'll see if he gets them out fast enough, though. If the Centaur do get into his base, it can be very, very upsetting. There's the Kataskopos being just a little bit annoying here. And the old Sark will be able to snipe that one off before going back to work. And what is Kimo really doing here? He's getting his Sylvan Law, his Centaur moving forward here. And there is this gap on this location, but with the Hersa here, with the Valkyrie, he should be able to deal with that fairly easily. And this wall will be up here. Still not throwing this one up. I'm confused about why not. He's got 96 gold in the bank. He can just build villages, and he should be fine. But no wall just yet. We'll see how Rappl's going to defend this. As the Centaur moving in, throws the wall up. Centaur walks past. They love tap each other, just kiss each other. No hits. As the Valkyrie will come over here and start whacking away. And the bolt does come down, sniping a villager. Almost kills it. 1 HP remaining, and we'll get that villager kill. Nice play there. Not finishing the wall. Definitely finished that wall there, but we'll see the Centaur making a retreat, and I guess pushing it out is fine. Only 1 villager kill here. Rapl is going to be very happy about that. Now we're seeing this wall over here. Does he not have this scouted? He does have it scouted, kind of. This is closed, or almost closed off. It's not closed off, so I guess this is just about the same kind of amount of resources to wall that off. But going to go into a bit of a boomy situation here. And the question is here for Kimo, why stables? Why? What is the purpose? Your opponent is not making any archers. This unit is not going to help you. I don't know how many times I have to say it. Maybe I'm just wrong. I swear, every time I see Hippocon coming through for a Zeus player against a Norse player, the Norse player has a fun time, has a really good game. Maybe you get a win every now and again. But you're just giving your opponent a fun time. And everybody knows that it's a tried and true tradition that the whole point of why we enjoy Age of Mythology is to cause Norse players pain. Isn't that right, Rapl? But we are seeing the wall going to start getting beaten up here. At this point, Rapl can kind of fight this. The Centaur might be able to snipe some units, but Rappel's got a lot of population here, and he's going to be able to defend this very, very easily. And Kimo going to be retreating away. We just see a Hippocon getting sniped here as the Hersa making their way over onto these Centaur. 1 jab there. We see a relic on this location. Pandora's box could help Kimo a little bit with his production of those Centaur. Anyways, we will see. We'll see what Kimo's plans are here. Is he still making units? Yeah, he's still just making Hippocon, making Centaur. Not going to be allowed into Rappel's base. Rappel's probably going to be able to get a sort of semi-fast heroic age here. There's the armory coming up. He's at 85 population. Around about now is when you want to be stopping the production. Somewhere between 85 and 90. Or if you go full population, you can go up to Thundering Hooves and try and match the Centaur. With Thundering Hooves, you go up to, which is what he's got, you go up to 6.6 speed, where the Centaur are 6.5 speed. So you can get some surrounds on them and prevent them from doing anything. So you can go up to full supply here. And because Kimo's going through Hippocon, this is actually a really smart move. And we'll see how the raids are going to go. And essentially here, Rapl can ignore these Centaur and go after this location if he knows about it, which he does know about it. So ignore the Centaur, go after the food, or go after the wood, go after the villages. and just have a fantastic time here. We do see the Hippocon on this location going to force the units away, the raiding cavalry away. But such is life. Such is life. And now we see a multi-raid. I love this from Rapl. This is... He's going around the back. Okay, that's fine. So long as he... Yes, as long as he comes here. Thank God. As long as he comes here, he's going to be able to get some huge value as the units are chasing over here. I love this turn from Rapl as well, as he's going to start picking off these villages. Kimo not paying attention. The multitasking of Kimo does sometimes get it become an issue. Those Hippocon are coming over here. We see a couple of villager kills. Now Rapl simply has to retreat here. He's going to have the raiding cavalry running straight through Kimo's base, going after these gold villagers here. This is going to be yet again some more damage onto Kimo's economy. Very, very nice play here from Rapl. The villagers get pulled back. We might see a villager kill or two here on this location, as he gets 3 villager kills actually. He needs to retreat out of here now as the Hippocon come back. We see the units turning around. The Hersa coming in onto this location. Nice micro from Kimo in order to keep his centaur alive, though the raiding cavalry for Rapl doing tons of damage as Kimo has to pull back. Very, very nice play here. We see Rapl swinging around with his raiding cavalry. He might want to try and group up onto this location here and hit this, because if he wins this fight, he picks off so many villages. And we'll see what's going to happen here as the Hippocon coming over. We've got 7 Hippocon moving in and 12 raiding cavalry reinforcements. A couple more centaur coming in, and there's the ceasefire. This is exactly what Rappl's wanting here. And what I would like to see from Rapl here is cancelling these units, going to the heroic age, and then utilizing that frost. What are these farms, Rapl? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 farms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You might have 2 farms positioned over here if you want, but you just put the farms in a... What can you do? What can you do? There's just too much going on. But at this point, look at this gold situation here for Kimo. He's got 800 gold left. He's moving forward onto this gold mine early. The question is, can he defend it? Obviously, he can't defend it against Frost, but we should be seeing the Skadi coming through. There's Skadi. Skadi's coming through 30%, and we'll see what Rappl's plan is here. I don't want to see a second talent center here from Rapl. I want to see either straight to the Mythic Age through Ragnarok, through Balder to get a gold staff here on Savannah. Very, very simple. Or full 1 talent center send, go up to like bronze armor, heavy cavalry, and get that gold staff with some strong units. But we are... I mean, these raiding cavalry are doing absolute work here thus far. There's no more Hersa left, so it is potential here for Kimo to win this fight, especially with the kind of all the resources being spent here by Rapl. We see medium Hippocon coming through in this fight, and Rapple's going to have to retreat. I don't like that fight here for Rapl, but now the Frost comes in, hits all of these units. You just got to take this fight, get as much damage as you possibly can. Will we be seeing immediate heavy raiders? No, can't afford it just yet. The Frost Giants coming in, some more Longhouses coming down for Rapl, obviously. Raiding Cavalries are one of the longest training human units in the game for some reason. They take 18 seconds. Obviously, the Hippocon take 20 seconds, but when you get to the Heroic Age, they take 15 seconds for some reason. You make it, you make sense of that. I can't. Anyways, the raiding cavalry are going to be moving through, so you do have to have like a bunch more longhouses than the other civilizations. But Rapple's got 7 coming through now, which should be plenty enough for him to keep the spam up, and he's at 115 of 150 population. He does need to consider cancelling all of these and getting heavy cavalry basically instantly. That is first and foremost the most important thing that he needs to do. But Kimo's retreating away now. These villagers just about to have finished up all of this hunt, so he should be fairly happy about that. And Kimo should be thinking about going to the next age, though he's not able to afford it here. There is a potential for Rapl to keep Kimo in the classical age, which is going to be absolutely huge. We see the Frost Giant coming in, sniping down Hippocon. He needs to get that Frost Giant to be targeting down Centaur. He does pick off a random villager here, which is kind of funny, but we are seeing this fight continuing. Kimo 98 population, 95 population. Rapl 106 population here. Does he have the Pierce armor? He does have Pierce armor. He's got copper shields here. That's going to help out a ton. Are we seeing more upgrades coming through? No, not really. The fight is still very, very close here. Rapl, 98 population. Kimo, 77. A lot of resources though in the bank for Kimo, as it's looking like this is pressure that Rapl is putting onto Kimo is becoming a little bit too much, as his Hippocon numbers are dwindling. Only really Centaur left, and another Frost Giant coming in to try and pick off these Centaur is going to be huge. Does hit yet another one there, as these numbers have fallen so drastically. We do see the Jason getting some crucial damage onto the Frost Giant, but it's not going to be enough, as Kimo is on the back foot right now, allowing Rapl forward here, trying to take down this Centaur. He does pick off yet another one with his Frost Breath, as the Centaur retreating away. Odysseus coming in, going to get some more damage done to the Frost Giant of Rapl. Rapl, 100 population, needs a little bit more onto the gold, floating 700 wood here. Maybe not a bad idea to just take those 9 villages off of wood and put them onto gold, so he can afford this spam just a little bit better. But not happening just yet, as he's pushing forward. The other option is just throw down the market and sell the wood, but he has actually done that. He's moving these villages forward now, potentially onto a gold mine. Rapl, I'm in your brain, my friend, or you're in my brain, one of the two, but it's looking very, very good for Rapl here, as he is continuously putting on this pressure. I tell you what, though, if these were heavy cavalry, this fight would be a complete massacre for Rapl, but somehow Kimo is still making himself relevant in this game. 75 population. He needs more production facilities here. At 20-second train time, it's similar to the Norse. If you're going for these mass Hippocon, you basically need to have 5, 6, 7 stables, but not happening. And there's those villages now onto this location here for Rapl, who's going to be able to afford this. But we have seen Kimo hold here, and Kimo doesn't die easily. Kimo does not die easily at all. These Hippocon getting sniped down. Very, very nice play here for Rapl. I don't think that Kimo really should be fighting this anymore if he doesn't have to. He should be basically just waiting. I am really curious about the kill-loss ratio here in this game, because I feel like Rapl is doing this very, very nicely. I think I wouldn't mind. Oh, he actually doesn't have copper shields. I thought he had copper shields, but he doesn't have copper shields. Because I was going to say, I think maybe Rapl could have actually spent that wood he had on copper shields, on bronze shields. But not just, look at 34 villagers on gold, still 0 gold in the bank. And that's what happens here. But Rapl does need to get up to that full population. He needs heavy cavalry, but he just does not have it just yet. He does not have it just yet. We see those raiding cavalry retreating away, doing their thing. See the Hippocon taking down the longhouses here. Another raiding cavalry coming in. It's kind of sitting on the production facilities of Rapl, hurting just a little bit. But meanwhile, we see a sneaky town center grab. I don't hate this, but I don't love it. Much would have preferred Mythic Age. Mythic Age here would have been very, very good for Rapl, especially given the fact he's got so much gold. I mean, he's also got this giraffe here he can jump on, get an extra 300 food, and easily jump Mythic Age. But now we see the Heavy Raiders. Yay, Heavy Raiders! Fight this? Wait, what? Hello, this is open? This tree is just pretending that it's here. It's like, I'm a hitbox. Look at my hitbox. I'm just going to walk straight through you. Well, but now we see the Raiders going straight after these gold villages. This is pretty good, but we are seeing the villagers going to be making a cheeky retreat. Does Rapl see it? He does see it. He's going to be chasing after these ones here, trying to get some snipes onto these villages, and that's going to force Kimo back with his Hippocon, and he will be able to get here, but I'm not sure it's going to matter. I don't think that Kimo's army can win against these Raiders just yet, but I don't think Rappel's aware about like how strong his army is. He's retreating back into a corner here for some reason, and he's going to be running away, getting a lot of damage done onto this one here, but he should just turn around and fight, but he's not doing it. Rapl, on the other hand, he's still got all of these units here, and here's the thing, he could have a market. It's like, so let's just say this. You could, instead of this town setup, that's 300 gold, 100 food, 300 wood. So put the market down. That's 300 wood. You've got extra 300 gold, buy food, get the extra 100 food, buy food, stop producing these raiding cavalry, advance to the next age, have Ragnarok, your opponent's in the classical age, they can't trade, you get the gold staff, you win the game. That's it. That's it. But maybe Rapl's idea here is going to work anyways. Just complete mass. These Frost Giants are out. 2 Frost Giants in this fight are going to be absolutely gigantic. Still, Rapl isn't sure that he wants to fight this, but he should be sure he wants to fight this. Kimo's still stuck in the Classical Age, farming and attempting to keep himself alive here. And look at this absolute massacre now that occurs with Heavy Raiders. Absolutely huge for Rapl here. These Centaur in the back are still doing work because they've got to micro those Frost Giants onto him. Finally, he does hit this one over here, which is going to be great here. And we see the the Jason taking down the Frost Giant. Nice play there for Kimo. And the fight going beautifully here. We see the villagers getting into the fight here. Raiders doing some shenanigans. But Kimo's now 90 population. Rapl is at 128 with 1800 gold in the bank. His economy is absolutely huge because he is the Norse. He's probably also got himself a winter harvest plow. If you get irrigation as well on top of that, your food income absolutely skyrockets. But now the village is getting pushed off this gold mine, and Kimo is not going to have any gold left in the bank. We see a raven fly overhead on this gold mine. Rapl's got an idea about where everything is, and in the 20th minute of this game, Rapl does end up getting that win. And I tell you once, I tell you twice, if you go Hippocon, you're giving your opponent all the opportunities he wants. Doesn't necessarily mean you'll lose, but it just means you're not really playing the match up to its fullest potential here. I feel like had Kimo gone Hoplite Centaur here, he would have had a fantastic game. Hoplite Centaur would have been absolutely beautiful with walls and all the other shenanigans that you need to do, but he didn't go for it, and Rapl gets a beautiful win here. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next